Hello and welcome to another exciting podcast episode of Legacy Made Clear with your favorite trust attorney, Aaron Stringer from Red Cliff Legal. Aaron, how you doing today?
Having a great day. Yeah. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Okay, that's enough for today's podcast. Got to liven it up, guys. Today, Aaron is going to give us more information about this question. Can a trust protect my assets from lawsuits or creditors? Ready, go.
All right. Yeah, it's a good one because the answer is yes, but man, there's so much that goes into that, right? What people traditionally think of when they say a trust, in my opinion, what they're thinking is what's actually called a revocable living trust, which is definitely the most common type of trust that we put together because that's what most people need. They just want to avoid probate, have a nice plan set up so their property can pass to the people that they choose.
Yeah.
And so that's what we typically do with a revocable living trust. Um, a common misconception, though, is that I actually just faced it earlier today, meeting with a client. People often think that the revocable living trust provides asset protection, and that's not true. At least at first glance. Um, so for someone that sets up their own revocable living trust, it comes with lots of great features, does lots of things, but asset protection is not one of those things.
Oh, so okay. So you've got the revocable living trust, and what's the other trust that may offer that protection?
It's a big jump. So it's called irrevocable.
Wow.
So yeah, yeah. It makes conversations very difficult when the sound's not great.
Yeah.
So an irrevocable trust means that what you're creating there is something that is a little more set in stone. A revocable living trust is something that they can change. So you create it, you can update it, you can amend it in the future as
Hmm.
your circumstances change. An irrevocable trust, it has many purposes. There are different types of, it's really just a category, another category of trusts. One of those trusts that can be created that is irrevocable is called an asset protection trust. So it does exactly what the title says. It's built to allow someone to create the trust and then put an asset or many assets into that trust and protect it from things like creditors, lawsuits, ex-spouses, that kind of thing to help protect those things.
Okay, so now I have a question that I know you've probably never been asked this question before. So you let me know. So let's say I get the revocable living trust, which does not have asset protection. In order to get asset protection, can I create the second trust, which is the irrevocable trust, and put my assets in there? So now I have two trusts. Is that is that
You
possible?
can, yeah, you can certainly have more than one trust, and definitely, you know, everyone should probably have the revocable living trust. That should kind of be a base, a starting point. And if they find that they need extra protections, if they have a reason to protect certain property, then yeah, we can look at an irrevocable asset protection trust as an option. But it's a conversation to have. So there might be other protections that can be put in place before you get to the irrevocable trust. And I only say that because you're really making a commitment when you create the asset protection trust, because you are creating that trust and you're putting the property in there, and then you're basically handing the keys to someone else. So you're not going to be the
Mhm.
primary trustee of your own asset protection trust. You're putting someone else in control. So that, and the fact that you can't just easily amend the irrevocable trust, it could potentially require, even a court order to actually go in and change an irrevocable trust. So again, you have to really be committed, and I recommend always, talking with someone to determine if that's the best course of action, or maybe there are things like insurance, umbrella insurance,
Mhm.
putting property in an LLC potentially could be another way to go about it, where you still have some flexibility.
So let's say that I create the revocable living trust, and then couple of months later, I decide I want to protect my assets. So I create the irrevocable living trust.
Sure.
Does that in any way negate the first revocable living trust? Or are they two separate things and they both stay intact?
Yeah, two separate things, and yeah, that's not uncommon. So if they see the need later on to create an irrevocable trust for asset protection purposes or for Medicaid planning purposes or whatever it may be, they can transfer something from their revocable living trust to this new trust that they create, and and gain other benefits depending on what their needs are.
Okay, so and the irrevocable living trust that can also help protect from legal claims or something like that as well.
Yeah. Yep. The key is whenever you're talking about asset protection, um, one of the main keys of that is looking at, okay, what is the look back period? So if
Mhm.
you get into an accident and then later you decide, oh, I'm going to hurry and create an asset protection trust and throw everything in there, you're probably that protection probably isn't going to apply to previous claims.
Okay.
If you want to do it, you have to have some foresight, do it in advance, and that's why sometimes I'll see people who work they have careers that are maybe risk of high liability. So we're talking like maybe surgeons, where if they make a mistake, then that's going to be like a multi-million-dollar mistake potentially, and so they might have more reason or motivation to create this type of trust where they can put things in there and protect it.
Wow. So I can see that this can get really complicated and convoluted
Very.
depending upon the amount of assets you want to protect. So this is not something I want to do myself. So I'm going, Aaron, please help me with this. How can I get a hold of you?
Yeah, let's definitely set up a free consultation. You can give me a call at 435 or reach me by email at astringer@redcliffelegal.com.
Okay. And don't forget, you can watch and subscribe to all of Aaron's podcasts on his YouTube channel called Legacy Made Clear. And Aaron, we'll see you again next time with another exciting adventure of Legacy Made Clear. You take care.